Hey guys, it's Boot and welcome to the most anticipated portion of the entire e-commerce series. This is going to be the setup of the SalesBrain platform. I'm going to be showing you how to create your first bot and how to duplicate that bot and create many more. Before we begin, there are a few very important steps that we need to get out of the way. The first step is that you need to email flashfunnel@gmail.com saying that you wish to gain access to the SalesBrain platform and that you were referred by Boot, which is me. Without that, you will not be able to gain any access to the platform, as this is not a platform that you can just sign up and get going. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, we need to head into our Shopify. From there, we need to go to our settings and then to our account settings. From there, we're going to add SalesBrain as a staff account. So to do that, click on Add Staff Account, and from there, we're going to add Sales as the first name, Brain as the last name, and then flashfunnel@gmail.com as the email. Once you do that, make sure that full permissions is ticked, and from there, you're good to go. Without doing this, you will not be able to access the SalesBrain platform, and all your bots that are associated with this store will be banned because SalesBrain will not be able to track your revenue. Alright, so now that we're done with those very few important steps, we can finally dive into the platform. As you can see, there's a bit going on. So over here is the payments log, and every 2 weeks on Sunday, you will be billed by SalesBrain for their portion, which is 25% of your sales. And there'll be a Pay Now button that pops up. Click on that, a Stripe pop-up will appear, and you fill out your credit card information and pay. Very, very easy. Over here is our dialogues. These are the conversations and the DMs that are happening between your bots and customers. You can click on literally any of these and you can see exactly what is happening between the bots and the people. If you scroll down just a bit more, we'll have two boxes. On the left, the number of dialogues started. On the right, the number of comments that your bots have left. Currently, I don't have that many bots running as I'm fixing quite a few, so only like a third of mine are running. If you continue to scroll down, you'll see all of your bots. At this time, I have quite a few, but you probably don't have any at this time. Don't worry, this will grow quickly. So now it is time to create our first bot. If you click on Add Bot either right next to the bot button or at the top of the dashboard, you will be taken to the setup screen. Here you will type in a bot name. Usually I start with an abbreviation of my store name, followed by an identifier. So I'm going to be using main for this one, but I usually use city names for the other ones. I'll show you guys that later. Once you're done with that, hit the next button and you'll be taken to the next page. Here we're going to connect our Instagram account. So in the last video, I showed you how to properly warm up your account. So if you've done that, you should be fine. If you haven't, definitely go back and watch that video, and towards the end, I'll explain how to do that. Make sure that you have your account warmed up before you hook this up. So once we click on the Instagram account icon, a pop-up will appear, and from here we're going to type in our username and password for the account that we wish to set up. So click on the connect button when you're finished and you should be good to go. You'll get a little loading screen pop-up, but if the pop-up, which is the login pop-up, if it doesn't disappear at all and you don't get the message that the account was successfully connected, there are a few things that you can do. For one, log into the account on your phone and make sure that there isn't a pop-up that is was this you that logged in? If it is popping up, hit this is me and try and log in again on the SalesBrain platform. Once you've done that, go back to the SalesBrain platform, click the X button on the top left of the pop-up to exit out, click on the Instagram icon again, and log in again. You can go through this process quite a few times, and it usually works after 2 to 3, but don't worry because it can take up to 10. So keep trying. Trust me, it connects after a while. It can be frustrating at times. Once you are logged in, hit the next button and we can proceed to the next step. So this is the filters page, aka the hashtag section. This is where you're going to type in the hashtags you wish to target, and once again you're going to have to get a little creative. So you don't want to type in just general hashtags, you want to type in hashtags that are specifically, built to target actual people. Because, for example, if you're using hashtag watch in your watch company, you're literally going to be using your bots to comment on other watch companies that are trying to advertise watches as well. So instead, you're going to want to target things like hashtag graduation, in which people might be looking to buy graduation gifts. So when choosing your hashtags, do keep this in mind because you will be losing out on potential customers. So a tip I have for you guys for finding these type of, hashtags if you're having a little trouble, find one, think of one. I know you can think of one. Go and type it in, and then click on one post and scroll and look at the description. Usually there'll be more hashtags, and that's actually how I found the hashtags for this bot. So the hashtags I'm going to be using for this is stay wild, campfire, get outdoors, get outside, adventures out there, wanderlust, trekking, backpacking, our camp life, stay and wander. So very niche hashtags. Make sure that you have at least 5. I recommend at least 5. I actually, well, probably, ideally, you should go for 10. But I recommend that you choose larger hashtags, mostly with more than 1 million posts. Specifically, this is because you don't want your bot to run out of posts to target, because you're not going to be able to get the traffic that you should be getting. Remember that when you're typing in your hashtags, do not use the pound symbol, as it will completely mess with the function of the bot. Once you're done with that, we can move to the next part. So hit the next button and we'll move into the comments. Here in the comments section, we will be choosing what our comments will be on the post that we decide to target. So this message should make your potential customer want to DM the Instagram account that left it. It should funnel your customers into the DM sequence that will occur, well, once they message your bot. So example messages that do work would include some of the following: love your feed, would love to have you rep our product, shoot us a message. Other things like that would work like, message us, let's get you a specific product, in this case, the solar power pack. So I'm going to be using a few of these. Remember, make sure that each of them are different. You should be using at least 5, but to be safe, try for at least 7. I'm going to be only using 5 for this. I'm going to edit it later. This is just for time's sake. So the ones we're going to be using for this is the first and the second one that I said. The third one's going to be amazing content. Would love to have you rep our brand, shoot us a message. The fourth one's going to be message us, let's get you a solar power pack, and then a smiley face. Remember that you can just make it different by adding even just a smiley face at the end. Very, very easy to come up with these comments. Last one's loving the content, shoot us a message, we would love to have you rep our brand. Now for the fun part, the script. This is unarguably where the sale either happens or it doesn't. A DM sequence has the basic outline of a welcome message, followed by an introduction to the company, some variation of a pitch, and then a closing and a thank you message. So here's what we're going to be using for this one. It's more of like a template type thing. You guys can base it off of this. I recommend you guys get a little creative with it too. Remember, just the basic outline, you can do whatever you want. Make sure that the customer feels like they're being attended to. Remember, we're trying to form that connection between the brand and the customer, and that's really what makes the sale. So we're going to start with something like, hey, thank you so much for the message. This is Rachel. How are you doing today? A lot of people like to use specifically girl names because people respond better to girls inside customer service, I guess. It's a psychological thing for some reason. We're going to follow that with awesome. We reached out to you because we love your feed and would love to collaborate with you. Have you ever heard of Solar Pack Co before? They're going to message again. I can tell you more. We are a new brand focused on the promotion of solar energy. We thought this was the best way to do this. Well, we thought the best way to do this was to implement this into something as simple as a portable battery pack. Once we have that, we're going to follow up with the reason that we reached out is because we are looking for people who share similar interests to ours, and we want them to submit, well, pictures of themselves using our product in order to be featured on our social media and website. We'd like to create a 25% off coupon for you if you're interested in doing this. They're going to message again. Fantastic, I just activated the code Clean Energy for you. It'll be active for the next 24 hours and it includes free worldwide shipping. You can use the following link to automatically apply it for your order, and we'll follow it with the link. If you don't know how to do this, all you have to do is go to your website, or go to your Shopify dashboard, click on coupons, or discounts, and then you're going to create one, you're going to type in the code, and it's going to give you a link. Add the link to the end of the thing so they can literally just click on it. Makes it very easy for them. They're going to message again. From here, you're going to follow up with a thank you message. So I'm going to say thank you so much in advance. We really appreciate you helping promote solar energy and making a change in the world. Once you receive your order, tag us in the picture and we will shout you out to all of our followers. So essentially in this script, you want to make sure that, well, you want to do it as if they are actually buying. There's no point in trying to make it, I guess, ambiguous in any way, but make sure that you are doing it as if they are going to buy. In this way, we are going to be building trust with the customer. Potential customers don't like to be cold sold to. They put value in having that connection with the company. So by reaching out to them and asking them to rep your company and then offering them a discount code, you increase the likelihood that they will convert. I tend to offer discounts between 20 and 30%. I found that the sweet spot is really about 25%. It's perfect balance between giving the customer a huge discount, I guess, and saving your profits. So once again, make sure you do not copy and paste any of your script into here whatsoever. You're going to get terrible formatting issues, and that will completely throw off your customer. So keep that in mind. Do not copy and paste. If you still need ideas for your script, you can DM either this account. It's probably going to be the exact same DM script, or you can DM at the relationship bracelet on Instagram. Once we're done with that, you can hit the next button, and here we're going to start choosing our activity settings. Now, this is where things get a little bit, I guess, fuzzy. If you properly warmed up your account like I told you should have done, you should be fine to start your bot at about 30 actions per day, and then slowly scale by 10 to 25 actions either every day or every other day, depending on how cautious you want to be. If you haven't warmed up your account properly, or if you don't feel like you have, you might want to let your bot sit at about 20 actions per day and let it sit there for maybe a few days, 3, 4, 5, maybe even a week before starting to scale it. When scaling your bot, you might scale it to, I've seen people scale them to as high as 400. As of right now, the recommended cap is about 200. You can test how high you want to go, but remember, you risk your account being banned. So I recommend capping it at about 200. Remember, you're going to have many, many bots. So just create more bots and you should be fine. You can try and push the limit, but I really wouldn't recommend it. So I sometimes turn on liking and following, but I'm testing out right now with not following and just using comments. Many people believe that, and it's working for me right now, but some people also believe that turning on liking and following will increase your engagement as well and make it look more or less not like a bot. I'll update you guys this later on in the video, but right now what I recommend is starting your bot at about 30 actions per day, scaling by 10 to 20 every other day, and then using just comments, no liking, no following. This will probably change as we figure out more so what Instagram's algorithm is, but it's very hard to identify exactly how Instagram decides which bot is botted, I guess. Or not which bot is botted, which Instagram account is botted. So right now I would play it on the safe side, warm up your accounts manually, and then scale slowly. Once that is finished, your bot is done. So I would keep this in mind when you're creating your bots. I like to actually think of it in a metaphor. Think of yourself as a fisherman at sea. When you throw out your fishing net, where you throw it out is your hashtags. The bait is the comments, and then the net itself is the DM sequence. Whatever fish make it into your boat, that's your sales. Remember that as you increase the number of actions per day, the size of your net will grow. So thus the number of fish you capture will also grow. But be careful that you don't grow your net too big because you don't want it to rip. So now creating more bots, it's very, very simple. Simply scroll down to where we did before and click the Add Bot button, and from here a pop-up will appear again, and instead we're going to clone. We're going to select our original bot, and we're going to simply just type in the name. This time we're just going to do the LA bot, and from here you're going to add the new Instagram bot. Well, you're going to connect the new Instagram. Once you add the Instagram, all of your hashtags, comments, and DMs, as well as the activity settings, will be copied over, so you don't need to adjust that at all. Do note that there is no need to change your hashtags whatsoever between bots. You can literally use the same hashtags. SalesBrain will be able to know whether or not another bot has commented on that exact post, so you won't get you won't get two bots commenting on the same post if you're worried about that. Once that is done, you go through all the settings, you click next, 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 and then you've created another bot much, much quicker than creating the first bot. In order to scale a bot, you simply hit the little pen on one of your bots and you'll go into modified settings, and you simply just click on activity settings, and then you just change the number of actions per day. You can do this pretty easily. Right now you just have to go one by one. In the future they're thinking about adding the feature where you can just scale them all at once. As for errors within the platform, they do happen. Not errors as in the platform not working, it's with Instagram. So if you get a red C, it means a challenge needs resolved. And many times this means your account needs to be verified with a phone number. Thanks to a new update from SalesBrain, this is now automated and you no longer need to do that. If you want to do it yourself, you can go into the App Store and download an app called Burner, and you can buy burner phone numbers, use a mini burner, and you can use that to verify your account. So a red R means that your bot needs to be reconnected. Simply go into the settings and relog into the IG account, and your problem should be fixed. If this does not work though, your account may or may not be disabled, in which case you'll have to go through a long process in order to get that back. It probably is worth it for you to go and get it back. Really just, you pretty much just fill out this little thing, this form, and then they'll send you an email and you gotta send a picture of yourself. Very easy. If a red B pops up, that means your account has been blocked, and that simply means that Instagram blocked your account's actions. So that could be liking the photo, commenting, or following. No need to worry at all. SalesBrain will attempt to continue the actions within a few hours, usually when the Instagram has lifted that block. But I would recommend that you actually cut back your activity by about 25% to be on the safe side, and then wait a few more days before scaling. Other than that, that's pretty much the entire SalesBrain platform. If you have any other questions, leave a comment below. And if you like the video, give it a like and subscribe. Other than that, boot out.